Do you want to sound like you know how to play piano, even if you don't know how to? I'm going to show you how to inside of Studio One. Let's go. All right, we're here in Studio One, and you can see that I've got two instruments loaded in. We've got a grand piano and a grand piano, the same exact instrument on both tracks. This is key because what we want to do is we want to have one instance of this represent our lower portion of the piano that's going to be playing the chords, and we're going to have the other track represent your hand that is playing kind of the melodic lead or the melodic section of the piano on top of the chords that you're playing with the lower hand. So here we go. We're going to go chords. We're going to start dropping in some bars here. And we're going to keep this simple. We're going to do three notes, or three chords, excuse me. And we're going to go C major 7th. We're going to go D minor 7th. And we're going to go E minor 7th. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now let's get this arranged in a rhythm that we like. I'm going to drag that down into my first track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of those clips. I'm going to press G to group them. I'm going to double click that to open my MIDI editor. And what I'm wanting to do with this first track is make it the kind of the chords, the bass, the lower chords that I'm going to play my melody over. And so what I've got right now is this. It's a little high. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to press Shift, arrow down. Okay, now in Studio One, when I'm in my MIDI editor here, you've got this scale portion of the window over here. And then you also have this keyboard up here called the scale panel, which if I click that, you can basically achieve the same thing with both of these that I'm going to be using today. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to focus on this scale area. Now, what I want to do is close this, and you need to know, in order to make this work, you need to know what key you're playing in. So I have a tool that I use that is from Waves, and it is the key detector. This is something that you can get from Waves. Works really, really well. If I just take this out, drag it on there, and I bring my playhead back here and play this, watch what happens. Okay, that gives me my key that I'm in, C major. So now, if I go back to my MIDI editor, you can see that I have this set to C major right now. And if I click this checkbox right next to that, you're going to see all of these blue notes appear on the piano roll. And what that's going to do is basically lock notes to a grid or to that scale as I play them or as I draw them in on the MIDI roll in the next track that we're trying to get more of the melody on. So right now I've got these chords. Now I might want to select all of those and kind of draw in some different velocities. One thing that you can do here that's kind of a nifty little trick is if I press Control Alt on Windows and pull down or up with my mouse, it'll change the velocity of each note independently. And a lot of times when a human is playing piano, you're not hitting every single note on or every single key on a piano with the same velocity. So I like to vary this a little bit, and this will vary each individual note uniquely in that chord. So let's hear that. Okay, that gives us something to work with. I'm going to go ahead and close that, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my next instance of that same piano. If you open this up, I'm using presence right now. This can be whatever you want, but for the demonstration here, I wanted it to be piano. So we're going to go down here to the second instance of the grand piano, and I'm going to double click and I'm going to draw in a portion here, a clip that I can go in and add MIDI notes to. So if I double click that, that's going to put me in my MIDI editor. Now you're going to see, I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can do this. I can select my paint tool and I can set my notes, my note length, 1/8. You can do that in both of these areas here. And I can come in here, and if I press Control, whoops, if I go back, actually I can do this just with a quick shortcut here on the keys. If I just have my arrow tool and I press Control, Alt, I can draw in different notes. And because I have this scale portion of the box here, of the window, check marked, this is going to lock anything that I draw on the piano roll to the key that I have set. Now you can see that I've got it in C. You can put that whatever. Major, you can change that to whatever you want there as well. But for the purposes of the tutorial here, we're in C major. So if I, again, press Control, Alt, I can draw whatever I want. If I want to go up to quarter notes, you're going to see that's going to change my grid. Or I can add notes independently. And something that I like to do in here, no matter what, if I'm drawing things in, I like to come and use the paint tool. I'm going to select all these, and then I'm just going to draw kind of a random velocity here. You'll notice that I'm on the velocity tab, and this gives it a little bit more human feel. So let's listen to that. Now, I want to show you one other thing here that I like to use and that works a little bit more naturally for me. If we go ahead and delete that track, but we leave our chords, I am going to go back into my MIDI editor here and my piano roll, and you can see that all the notes that fit into this C major scale are highlighted with that little light blue color. Let's go in now. I've got a MIDI controller over here that you can see on camera, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play anything, and I am going to intentionally hit wrong notes on here to show you some of the powers of this tool that we're going to use. But you know, I'm going to focus on trying to make it sound rhythmically pleasing with what I've got going on with the chords in my piano on the first track. So here we go. I want that to be, you know, obviously in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to select all, Q, quantize. And let's, whoops. Let's maybe drag this. Actually, maybe we don't even need that. Let's delete it. Okay, so our first wrong note is right there. Now you can see that that's not highlighted blue. But if I just drag that up one, you can see that goes to a key that is highlighted blue. Oh, we got another one there. So let's drag that down. Oh, we got another one. Now, you can also see that on the piano roll view here, the keys that have light gray associated with them versus the darker black, though the light gray is what's going to be in the correct key. So here you can just go through any of these and be like, well, that one's not in. Looks like, you know, if we want to move these around, we can. Again, we could quantize this a little bit differently. Let's see here. All the rest of those look good. So okay, I don't want that to be doubled up there, so I'll drag that out of the way. Okay, that sounded weird. And let's kind of go. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of that and let's do one more pass that we're in the 16th note now. And let's go ahead. Okay, you can see that was pretty ugly. But again, if I go through here, okay, I don't want both of those there. I'm going to delete that. Okay, you can see that one's on the black. I don't want that there. Okay, let's delete that. We're going to select all. We're going to quantize. There you go. Now you can see one of the benefits of playing this on the keyboard and then coming in and manipulating it to the correct notes after the fact is that it gives you this nice natural velocity there that comes along with just playing the keyboard or playing the piano. So anyway, let's go back here. Remember the tips here, we got 2 tracks, we create the same instrument. Now you can utilize this with anything. You could do bass, synthesizers, whatever. But one hand is playing chords, one hand is playing a melodic top portion of a passage there, and that's what we've got going on here now. This is just an awesome tool inside of Studio One. Like said, you can use your piano roll, and you want to make sure that you look here at your scale. You need to know what key your song is in. But once you do that, you can use your chord selector to set your chords, determine your key. Come in here, make sure you got that check marked to fix your scale. You can either do that here, or again, you can come up here to this area. The only thing is that when you change a note up here or change your key that you're in, you need to hit snap to scale, and then that will adjust what notes are highlighted on there. And from here, the sky's the limit. So take this, run with it. If you don't know how to play piano, this is an awesome tool to get started with, because you can come in here and you can obviously do anything you want. You could compose a entire piano piece with this, or a synthesizer lead, or a bass run, or whatever. But anyway, yeah, this is how to play piano inside of Studio One and make it sound like you're a pro, even if you have no idea what you're doing. So take it, create, make the most out of it, and enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe to my videos at my channel here. And until next time.